Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I feel like getting canceled today, so I'm going to talk about quite possibly the biggest controversy in the history of mankind, the Hogwarts Legacy drama. So unless you've been living in a cave these past few weeks, I'm sure you've heard about this game and the controversy attached to it. In the weeks leading up to its release, people were encouraging the boycott of this game, believing that its purchase supports transphobia because the creator that inspired the game and related series, JK Rowling, has made many statements over the years that have led many people to consider her a transphobe. And since the game's release earlier this week, there have been countless debates about this game, friendships destroyed over it, streamers harassed, sent death threats, bullied into crying on stream, and much more for simply purchasing or streaming this game. Now, there is no winning in this controversy. If you support the game, you'll make people mad. If you support the boycott, you'll make people mad. If you're in the middle or indifferent, you'll make people mad. And I'll get this out of the way to make it clear how I stand on this issue. I believe it is entirely valid to not want to support this game and to boycott it, because you believe in some tangible way it supports JK Rowling and her beliefs. However, I also think it's valid to want to purchase this game because you're a fan of the franchise, or even if you simply want to play the funny wizard game. And yes, I'll get it out of the way right now, transphobia is bad. You're entitled to share your distaste for this game, but that does not justify bullying and harassing people who purchase it. And it certainly doesn't justify harassing and invalidating trans people who dare support the purchase of this game either. These things are not controversial to say. Nobody should be harassed over the purchase of a game. If you think otherwise, you're unwell. So there's a lot to go through in this video, so no more stalling. Let's get into it. Just as your distaste for this game doesn't justify bullying and harassing people, it doesn't absolve you from being pointed out as a hypocrite as well. And in the days and weeks before the game's release, many content creators shared their stance, claiming that they'll be boycotting the game and Twitch for hosting it. Many claiming that they'll also unfollow people who support this game in any way. Ultimately, they claim that there is no ethical way to consume this product. The irony of that goes so far, I don't even know where to begin. Right off the bat, 90% of the people making these complaints did so using their iPhone that was produced in a Chinese sweatshop using minerals mined by child slaves. They make these statements on a platform that some of them are subscribed to or are simply scrolling past ads on, which supports Elon Musk, who owns Tesla, a company that similarly has used child slave labor to produce its automobiles. There is no such thing as ethical consumption in this modern day. If you want to call people transphobes over the purchase of this game because of its connection to Rowling, by virtue of your own standard, you're pro-child slavery by using your iPhone to tweet about it. And where does it end? You want to boycott Twitch for hosting it? But what about other platforms that use their space to promote it? There's a very likely chance you got a Hogwarts Legacy ad on this video just because I placed it in the title. There's ads for this game running on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and virtually any social media platform. Are you going to boycott them too? I just finished a road trip yesterday. The other night I was at my hotel and I saw a Hogwarts Legacy ad while watching ESPN. Should we boycott that hotel franchise? What about the network? Do we boycott that? Are you a transphobe for watching ESPN? After all, it's owned by Disney, the same company that has a Harry Potter themed park that has made JK Rowling millions. Are you boycotting Disney Plus? Disney movies? Other companies they own like Marvel, Pixar, and alike? Supporting those go back to Disney and helps JK Rowling get more support even further. There is no clean consumption of anything in this world. You are delusional if you believe you don't consume products and services that were sourced or supported by unethical things. It's separating the art from the artist, separating the product from its process. You do it every single day. You do it every single time you use your phone. You do it every single time you take a sip of Coca-Cola. You do it every time you play games like Overwatch. And what is this connection between this game and JK Rowling? Obviously, it's her IP, and she sold that over to the devs who made this game, and they had free range to do anything from that point on. She was not sitting there developing this game. She had no involvement in a sort of direct sense. It was just her IP. The devs were the ones responsible for making the game, and one of the things people have been using as a defense for purchasing this game is that, yes, buying this game is supporting an IP made by JK Rowling. However, the people who developed the game are innocent. They're the ones that shouldn't be punished for this because boycotting the game takes money out of their hands and it hurts their product. And people have been making all kinds of false statements on social media predicting what these kind of deals are between JK Rowling and the devs and how sales of this game supports those parties. And it got so ridiculous that one of the devs who worked on the game had to come out and clarify for people that supporting this game through sales and promoting it and its performance does in fact financially help the devs. So all claims otherwise were completely wrong. And again, I will reiterate this, I have no problem with people deciding to not purchase this game because they believe it supports JK Rowling, but it has become very clear that for some, this became less about fighting transphobia and more about having an excuse to bully and harass people. In a few days before the release of the game, a website, now very famous, went up, and basically it served as a tool for people to search up streamers and find out whether or not they have played or streamed this game. This website has since been shut down, but it was being used by people to set up hate raids. It maybe had some sort of a innocent use for people who are uncomfortable with anyone streaming the game, who want to know if their favorite streamer is playing this game or not. I get that. But this became a tool for people to harass people. They would find out who's streaming this game and use the go and harass those people en masse. It became a very bad thing. And it got to the point where everyone knows that as a streamer, this is a big risk to take. To stream this game or even hints at the fact you might purchase this game or stream it was going to get you in trouble.
The only reason why I'm not playing this game, and I know a bunch of other people are not playing this game, is because we know that it's not worth it to get fucking bullied endlessly and called transphobic endlessly. And that's precisely why so many fucking people that would otherwise like play it, maybe even raise money for charities or whatever, they're not doing it.
Now, say what you want about Hassan Piker, but he's not wrong here. This is not worth it for many streamers. Streaming this game is not worth getting harassed. And here's the darkest part of this whole thing, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in this video, but people were setting up the idea of streaming this game, but also setting up charities alongside of it that would support transgender kids and adults. And they were scared off from even doing that charitable work because they just couldn't deal with the massive amount of harassment they would face by streaming this game. So let's talk about the boycott. Did it work? No. It was a complete, unmitigated failure. This game, at one point, peaked to 1.2 million active viewers on Twitch. That is the biggest number for an opening day for a game in Twitch history. How did that happen? Well, a lot of people, number one, were genuinely curious about the game, but a lot of people tuned in to see the drama. They tuned in to harass people in many cases. They tuned in to see who was streaming this game, how the chat was interacting with them, and it was just a part of drama and controversy. And the funniest thing about all of this is, this game would have been successful on its own merits, but it would never have had this kind of exposure without this controversy. This game would have been a fart in the wind, just another game that people would have been excited about for about a week. But now, it goes down in history for having the largest streaming audience on day one. That is insane. And a big part of this was hate raids. People going around harassing anyone streaming this game. You looked at a chat of any stream of Hogwarts Legacy, there was people getting harassed. And I don't mean fairly criticized, I mean getting bullied and attacked. In case the connection wasn't obvious already, many people are comparing this whole situation to a year or two ago when the sexual misconduct allegations came out against Activision Blizzard. And in the coming weeks, Many people were forming hate raids and attacking anyone streaming Blizzard games because they believed that this was supporting Blizzard, and then as a result, supporting these terrible people that were involved in this process. But thinking logically, anyone knows that streaming or playing a Blizzard game does not make you a proponent of sexual harassment. Just like playing Hogwarts Legacy doesn't make you a transphobe by supporting it because there is someone bad involved in the mix. But here's the thing, that harassment has streamed down to individual creators and really put people in a terrible spot. And some of these streamers included Pikamee. Now, if you know her, she is like a puppy dog. She is one of the nicest people in the world. She was absolutely bullied and harassed for even daring to contemplate streaming this game, to the point where she clearly was quite affected by this and decided that she would not stream this game. That is too far. And a big theme of all of this is going to be, what is harassment? Yes, again, I understand people sharing their discomfort with this game and JK Rowling, but that does not excuse harassing people. And for a whole internet, that social media in particular on Twitter, people think anything is harassment. But now when people are genuinely getting harassed over this, people want to say it's not actually harassment, it's just criticism. We all know that's a bunch of BS. Another famous clip that went around was from the Girlfriend Reviews streamer. Basically, their channel, they're also known for being very wholesome. What they do is the boyfriend plays the game, and much like the name of their brand, the girlfriend then reviews it. They were bullied so hard on stream that the girlfriend, in this case, actually started crying.
Flip up, and now it's like, whatever. I'm almost like thinking of just like either going offline or like, I'm barely into the second combat here. And every time I look at chat, it's just, the conversation is just like,
maybe we can do like
bothering me.
Be right back, like a little break or something.
You can take a break if you want. I'll just stop talking and I'll just go fight and do the combat. Y'all done did it now.
If you want to know how absolutely rabid people are, there were posts like this covering this whole drama and harassment of Girlfriend Reviews, and people were mocking and gaslighting the whole situation, acting like it was good and that they should have been harassed more, and that this wasn't harassment in the first place in many cases. And this was a sentiment shared across many different communities, including your regular everyday content creators, regular Twitter users, and VTubers as well.
At least we have the Harry Potter video game to fight about. People are so silly about that. Oh no, I got harassed for playing the wizard game, and it's like, yeah, shut up. Suck it up. If you honestly are playing that game and didn't expect to get a little flack from it, it means you literally have not been listening to Jewish people, you have not been listening to trans people, you have not been listening to anybody. If you honestly thought you could just play that on stream and not have somebody be like, hey, could you not? Could you not? The woman actively has said out loud that she gives money that she receives as proceeds, the royalties on the games like that, she gives them directly to the same people that are hounding trans kids in Texas. So fuck her. And if you stream it, fuck you.
It was a mask-off moment for people like that and many content creators where they just justified this bullying and death threats and all sorts of completely unhinged behavior because they feel like they deserved it. No, I think the irony here is that people are being harassed and now being invalidated for being harassed because it fits your interest, that it fits this narrative that you want to push. There is no reason to ever harass someone over this product. I don't care. I'm not going to hear it. This is not a measured response. You are not educating people. You're not informing people. You are just harassing people. Nobody is going to listen to this kind of behavior. Nobody is going to learn a lesson while they're being harassed. This is dividing people. This is all it does. It just makes people not want to listen to these sorts of issues because they feel like they're being attacked, not educated. And you have people like this saying that they're physically ill from seeing the viewership of Hogwarts Legacy. Like, how unhinged and terminally online must you be to be getting that upset about support of a game? And by the way, this person is a Valorant streamer, okay? Yeah. Playing that game supports Chinese companies, which involves a country where many different LGBT groups are essentially criminalized. You're okay with that. You can separate that, but you can't separate this game from JK Rowling. It's ridiculous. And this goes on, like, I don't want to get too bogged down in this, but there have been countless trans people who have spoken out against these harassment campaigns against people purchasing this game. And you know what happens to them? They get harassed in turn for having the audacity to disagree with these people and not fit the narrative. They're to the point where they're getting invalidated. People are telling them they're not actually trans and that they're betraying their own people by disagreeing. It's absolutely disgusting, but I want to end the video here because we could go on all day about this stuff. This has been a very ugly controversy that has pitted friends against each other, streamers against each other, streamers against their viewers, and it's led to an ugly situation where people are just using hypocrisy-laden criticism of this game to just create a volatile situation where nobody wins. Nobody's winning in this situation. Whether you boycott the game, support the game, or you're indifferent, nobody wins. And please let me know all your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Please be respectful of all these issues, but please share your thoughts respectfully. But that's going to do for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.